This entire offseason, 49ers fans have really been wondering where the competition for the right tackle spot behind Colton McKivitz was. Well, I think we just got our answer. San Francisco signed Chris Hubbard, the starting right tackle for the Titans last year, before injuring his bicep after 9 starts. Hubbard also has started with the Steelers and Browns, but will the 33-year-old vet actually be able to take over the right tackle spot for San Francisco? We're about to find out by examining his most recent year's film, career up to this point, his athletic profile, and finally, look at his fit within San Francisco's offense. We were first introduced to Chris Hubbard at George Washington High School, where he played guard as well as tackle. He was ranked as a 3-star recruit according to 24/7 Sports, and he had offers from UAB, Duke, Middle Tennessee State, Mississippi State, and South Carolina. Ultimately, he did decide to enroll at UAB. As a freshman in 2009, Hubbard started immediately, and he was the youngest player on the offensive line. That year, he was also named Conference USA All-Freshman Team. He continued his career all the way until 2012, and as a senior, he was also an All-Conference USA selection. With his collegiate career out of the way, he did decide to enter the 2013 NFL Draft, and at his pro day, he came in at 6'3.5", weighing 286 pounds. He ran his 40-yard dash in a pretty impressive 4.95 seconds and his 10-yard split in 1.68 seconds. But there were some questions about his strength, as he only put up the bench press 21 times at his pro day. So with Chris Hubbard's measurables out of the way, scouts had the opportunity to start diving a little bit deeper into his game. And the first thing they immediately noticed, while he played tackle at the college level, many projected him to really translate to the inside. He's only 6'3.5", whereas Colton McKivitz is like 6'6". And while he does offer this great inside-outside versatility, I think so far at the NFL, he has actually surprisingly been more successful at the right tackle spot. Coming out, there were also questions about his strength and size. He definitely needed to add some weight to be an effective NFL lineman. But there weren't just negatives to his game, there were a lot of positives. Most notably is how athletic he was. He would routinely get to the second level on poles, as well as being great in open space. In addition to that, throughout Hubbard's days, he showed off pretty aggressive and active hands, routinely getting inside the pads of defenders. But due to his smaller measurables and not being sure if he would actually make the transition going on to the interior, Hubbard went undrafted in the 2013 NFL Draft and signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hubbard stayed with the Steelers until 2017, and while he did see a handful of starts, he really started full-time with the Cleveland Browns after signing a 5-year, $37.5 million contract. In 2018, he started all 16 games, and in 2019, he once again retained his starting job. After the Browns selected Hubbard's replacement in the first round at 10th overall with Jedrick Wilson in the 2020 NFL Draft, Hubbard was on the outside looking in, and while he continued to see starts here and there, he wasn't the full-time starter anymore. He then signed with the Tennessee Titans last year and started those 9 games as I mentioned. In total, across his career, Hubbard has started in 58 games and played in 94. One of the biggest things that stood out to me watching Hubbard's game was how solid he was in pass protection despite his smaller stature. Here, for instance, he does an excellent job anchoring, and honestly, Tannehill should have got rid of this ball way sooner, but he keeps up with his man basically this entire play. Hubbard, like Colton McKivitz, is probably a little bit better at run blocking than pass blocking, especially when he has the opportunity to utilize his athleticism, which he should be able to do in San Francisco's zone offense, which utilizes plenty of poles, including for the tackles. On this play, for instance, I want to pay attention to how Hubbard is able to get to the second level, and once he gets there, he engages with his man and is driving him back. Or when we watch this play, Hubbard does an excellent job of kicking out this defensive lineman, giving Derrick Henry a perfect run lane. I also think Hubbard is pretty good countering pass rush moves like this spin. Ultimately, the signing of Chris Hubbard is a good one in my opinion. It offers competition for Colton McKivitz, and while Hubbard might not start, I do think it offers versatility for San Francisco as well. Let's say one of your guards get hurt, then you have another versatile offensive lineman you can plug in there. But who knows, if Chris Hubbard is able to take over that right tackle spot and is a big improvement, especially in pass protection, I would love to see it. Brock Purdy's biggest struggle last year wasn't really anything he was doing, but was overcoming the back half of the league offensive line play. These are just my thoughts about the signing of Chris Hubbard though, and I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton if you liked and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.